Assalamu alaikum dear students. In today's lecture we are going to discuss formulation components of transdermal patches. This is a course of dosage form science 410. In the previous lecture we have discussed about the transdermal absorption and we had a detailed study on the topic of transdermal patches. Now in today's lecture students we are going to discuss overall formulation strategy for transdermal drug absorption system. So let's start with the today lecture. Let me enlarge the screen. Today lecture is students materials employed formulation components of transdermal patch system. So let's start with the today lecture. The first thing which is very important for transdermal drug delivery system is a polymer matrix, a matrix in which you are going to add or impregnate your drug component, and that would be responsible later on for the release of drug from that matrix. The polymer is formulated either as a matrix or reservoir to control the release of the drug from the device or from the transdermal patch. It means that student, in formulation for transdermal system, you required a polymer matrix that are being used for the adsorption of drug. After when you apply this device or patch on your skin, this polymer matrix would release the drugs. Ideal characteristics or ideal characters of the polymers are the polymer molecular weight, glass transition temperature, and chemical functionality must allow proper diffusion and release of drug. Students, the core purpose of transdermal formulation is that we want to release our drug as per our choice. So we can formulate transdermal patch. In that formulation, the first and the most important thing that would be included is a polymer matrix. And the ideal characteristics which will we have to consider while we are going to formulate a transdermal drug delivery system, that what is the molecular weight of the polymer that you are going to use. Glass transition temperature means the temperature at which a rigid polymer will convert it into a soft polymer, but the polymers will not be melted. Remember it, glass transition temperature is a temperature of a polymer from during which a rigid hard structure converts into a soft non-melted polymer. Next ideal characteristics is it should be stable, non-reactive with the drug, easily manufactured and fabricated into the desired products. So for polymer matrix, which is the first component in transdermal drug delivery system, these are the ideal properties. The polymer molecular weight, glass transition temperature, and chemical functionality must allow proper diffusion and release of drug. Second, it should be stable, non-reactive with the drug, easily manufactured and fabricated into desired product. Let's proceed further. Third property, the polymer and its degradation product must be non-toxic or non-antagonistic to the host. Means if you are going to apply a polymer and that polymer may degrade, and after the degradation the products which are released from the polymer must not be toxic to the skin or must not cause any type of irritation or reaction. The mechanical properties of the polymer should not deteriorate excessively when the large amount of the active agents are incorporated in it. Means polymers must have the ability to incorporate sufficient quantity of drugs as per requirement. Let's proceed further. The polymer used in transdermal drug delivery system are synthetic polymers like cellulose derivatives, zine, gelatin, shellac, waxes, protein, gums and their derivatives, natural rubber, starch, etc. These are the polymers that are used in transdermal formulation for the adsorption or for the reservoir of drug substance. Synthetic elastomers, polybutadiene, hydrin rubber, polysiloxane, silicone rubber, nitrile, acrylonitrile, butyl rubber, butadiene, neoprene, etc. These are the synthetic polymers and these are the natural polymers. Both are used in transdermal formulation as a polymer matrix so that a drug component can be absorbed or suspended in this polymer matrix later on, which will be released from the matrix. Let's proceed further. Next, synthetic polymers like polyvinyl chloride, polyethylene, polypropylene, polyacrylate, polyurea, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, polymethyl methacrylate. These are the polymers, synthetic polymers, which are being used in the formulation of transdermal system. The second important thing is drug. For successful development of transdermal drug delivery, the following are the desirable property of a drug. Means if you are going to formulate a transdermal system, you will have to take care of the drug and the properties of the drug, because all drugs are not suitable for transdermal delivery, and they show difficulties in absorption. And if absorption is affected, it means that it will affect the bioavailability. So what are the desired physicochemical properties for a drug that is to be formulated in transdermal system? It is generally accepted that the best drug candidate for passive adhesive transdermal patch must be. Passive adhesive means that the drug will release by itself without the application of any energy. So we will adhere the patch on our skin and the drug will start releasing from the patch. Second thing, it must be non-ionic. The drug must be non-ionic because ionic drug will not penetrate through the skin. So we will not produce sufficient bioavailability in the blood and it will result the effect of the drug. Next important thing is low molecular weight, less than 1000 daltons. Next, adequate solubility in oil and water, low melting point, less than 200 degrees centigrade, potent dose, ideally less than 10 milligram per day. These are the characteristics that must be present in a drug if you are going to formulate it in a polymer matrix or in a transdermal drug delivery system. First of all, there should be low molecular weight because high molecular weight will not diffuse easily from the adhesive and will not reach the systemic circulation. Second, non-ionic, because we know that most of the barrier in our skin are fat soluble things. We have lipophilicity in our skin, so ionic components will not penetrate through the skin easily. Low melting point, potent dose. Potent dose means those drugs that require minimum dose of the drug for their action. Let's proceed further. Biological properties of the drug. What should be the biological properties of the drug? In previous slide, we have discussed physicochemical properties of the drug. Now we are going to discuss biological properties. The drug should be potent with a daily dose of order a few milligram a day. As we have discussed that potent drugs are usually formulated in transdermal drug delivery system. By potent, we mean that small amount of the drug is required for the therapeutic action. The half-life of the drug should be short. The drug must not induce cutaneous irritant or allergic response. Drugs degraded in the GIT or inactivated by the hepatic first pass are suitable candidates for transdermal drug delivery system. This is an important point, students. Those drugs which have sufficient allowability for the inactivation in the hepatic metabolism, these drugs are suitable candidates. You can apply these drugs in a transdermal system so that the first pass effect is avoided and that will facilitate the absorption of the drug and the bioavailability of the drug. Tolerance of drug must not be developed. Drugs which are to be administered for long period of time or which causes adverse effects are suitable. Those drugs which are going to be used for a longer period of time by a patient, so you can formulate those drugs in transdermal system that will reduce the frequency of the dosing and it will ultimately facilitate the patient. Tolerance of drug must not be developed means there should be no such a type of reactions in the body that you are going to apply a drug in your body and the drug is not able to produce any sort of response. Let's proceed further. These are the biological properties that are important for the formulation of transdermal drug delivery system. 3. Pressure sensitive adhesive. Adhesive means those substances which are going to be add on your skin, stick on your skin. Those substances are called adhesive substances. These provide good adherence characteristic and help to secure the transdermal device on the skin over a long period of time. Because if the adhesiveness of the component is weak after application, it may fall off from the skin and that would result in an incomplete drug therapy. Therefore, the adhesiveness property must be suitable. Ideal properties for the adhesive should not irritate or sensitize the skin or affect normal function of the skin, should adhere to the skin aggressively, should be easily removed, should not leave an unwashable residue on the skin. These are the properties that must be present in adhesive which you are going to apply on your skin while formulating transdermal drug delivery system. Let's proceed further. Adhesive should have intimate contact with the skin, should be compatible with the drug excipient and permeation enhancer. Permeation of drug should not be affected because the drug will have to pass the adhesive layer and then will absorb on the skin. Therefore, care must be taken that it should be compatible with the drug. Excipients means all those ingredients which are added in the formulation, and permeation enhancer. In transdermal drug delivery system, we required some permeation enhancer that facilitate the absorption of drug through the skin by increasing their solubility through the layers of the skin. Permeation of drug should not be affected, means movement of drug along the layers of the skin must not be effective. Polyisobutylene based adhesive, acrylic adhesive, silicone based adhesive, these are the adhesive which are being used in transdermal drug delivery system. Let's proceed further. Now, permeation enhancer. These are also required in transdermal drug delivery system. Students, up till now, we have discussed the components that are required to formulate a successful transdermal drug delivery system. First, we have discussed polymer matrix in which the drug is adsorbed and then this polymer matrix will have to release the drug. After that, we have discussed the second component, drug, and its physicochemical and biological properties. Now we have discussed pressure sensitive adhesive, and now we are going to discuss permeation enhancer. By permeation enhancer, we means that they will alter the permeability of the skin and will penetrate the drug easily. These are the compounds which promote skin permeability by altering skin as a barrier to the flux of a desired penetrant that could be a drug. These are also known as accelerants or sorption. Means permeation enhancer are those components which are included in transdermal formulations to increase the permeability of the skin so that the drug can easily diffuse across the layer of the skin and enters into the systemic circulation. Therefore, permeation enhancer are used. What should be the ideal properties for permeation enhancer? It should work rapidly. The activity and duration of effect should be both predictable and reproducible, should not have pharmacological activity. If there is a pharmacological activity, then it will alter the physiology of the cells and we will not be able to get our desired effects. Let's proceed. These are the ideal properties for the permeation enhancer. Should work rapidly. As soon as you apply adhesive on your skin, the permeation enhancer should start their work and increase the permeability of the skin for the drug which is adsorbed or suspended in a polymer matrix form. So these are the properties that must be present in a successful transdermal drug delivery system. Should work unidirectionally, prevent loss of endogenous material from the body. It means that permeation enhancer should allow one-way traffic from the outside to inside. It will allow only the diffusion of the drug to the lower layers of the skin or blood, but will not allow to uh, get something out of the skin. So remember that it should work unidirectionally. When removed from the skin, the barrier properties should return both rapidly and fully. If we will remove the adhesive from the skin, the permeation properties should be reversed. Azone, terpenes, fatty acid, DMSO, dial methyl sulfoxide, and alcohols. These are used as a permeation enhancer in transdermal drug delivery system. Examples is ethanol, increased penetration of nitroglycerin, and estradiol. Ethanol is also a permeation enhancer of the skin. Let's proceed further. Excipients, other supportive materials. These include release liner, as we have discussed release liner in detail in the previous lecture. Backing layers we have also discussed, microporous membrane, and packing substrate, means packing materials which are used for the packaging of transdermal drug delivery system. The first thing is release liner. As we have discussed in previous lecture that release liner the patient will have to remove the release liner. After that, he or she would be able to apply the dosage form on the skin. So what is release liner? During storage, the patch is covered by a protective liner that is removed and discharged immediately before the application of the patch to the skin. Means release liner is that liner which covers the surface of the patch, which after that you will have to remove the liner from that surface, and then you will attach or apply that surface on your skin. The release liner should be capable of easily peeled off by the user and should not interfere with the functionality of the product. So these are the properties that must be present in a release liner. It prevents loss of drug that has migrated through adhesive layer during storage and protect product against contamination. During storage, the release liner actually are applied on a adhesive material. So, and we know that the drug is present in the adhesive material, or it may be suspended in another membrane system, but in whatever the case is, the drug will have to pass the adhesive layer so that it comes in contact with the skin. So during storage condition, release liner protect the drug to during storage. It prevents the loss of drug that has migrated through adhesive layer during storage and protects product against contamination. Cost must be compatible with the disposable concept, as liner will be thrown away. As this is liner, because liner is removed, this is not a student o student, this is a release liner will have to be removed from the skin before applying. Example is impermeable materials like polyesters and metal foils are used as a release liner. Now the next thing is backing layer. Flexible, it must be flexible and provide good bond to the drug reservoir. Prevent drug from leaving the dosage from the top except printing, because this is the line which is present on the top layer of the transdermal drug delivery system. Should be impermeable to water vapor. E.g. examples are metallic plastic laminate, plastic backing with absorbent pad and occlusive base plate, adhesive foam pad with occlusive base plate. Materials use polyester, polyethylene, co-extruded films. These are the substances which are used for the preparation of backing layer. Another membrane which is present in the transdermal drug delivery system is microporous or semi-permeable or rate controlling membrane. Semi-permeable means which allow only few substances to pass through it. These are used to limit the flow of drug from both reservoir and matrix system. The function depends on the design of the specific system, the size of the active component, and the need to have a rate limiting factor in order to satisfy the release and absorption characteristics of the system. Ethylene vinyl acetate membrane, microporous polyethylene membranes are used. Students, in transdermal drug delivery system, if we want to control the release rate of the drug, then what we do? We apply another membrane which is called microporous or semi-permeable membrane in that transdermal system, so that the drug can be released as per requirement. and this membrane is actually made up of vinyl acetate, ethylene vinyl acetate membrane, or microporous polyethylene membrane, as we have discussed these things in the previous lecture in transdermal patches. Now, what are the packing substrates which are used for transdermal system? Transdermal patches are packed as a unit dose in seal pouches. The pouching material is critical for stability and integrity of the product. The structure and construction of film pouch depends on product characteristics, reactivity, and adsorption phenomena of drug and external factors like light, oxygen. Three main layers used for pouches. Transdermal drug delivery system, which we have discussed in the previous lecture, like patches are used to packed in a pouches, and pouches are made up of the external printable layer, aluminum foil layer, internal plastic heat soluble layer. These are the components of the pouching, which is used for the storage of transdermal drug delivery system. Now, permeation enhancer in transdermal drug delivery system. There are different methods, students, through which we can increase the permeability of the skin. So let's discuss these methods. The first one is iontophoresis. What is iontophoresis? Iontophoresis passes a few milliampere of current to a few square centimeter of the skin through the electrode placed in the contact with the formulation, which facilitates drug delivery across the barrier. Means iontophoresis is a phenomena in which a few milliampere current is applied on the skin surface so that it will increase the permeability of the skin, and that will ultimately increase the penetration of the drug. Mainly used of pilocarpine delivery to induce sweating as a part of cystic fibrosis diagnostic test. This procedure is used for the cystic fibrosis diagnostic test. Iontophoretic delivery of lidocaine appears to be a promising approach for rapid onset of anesthesia. For the rapid effect of anesthesia, we can also use the technique of iontophoresis, in which a small milliampere of current is applied to a few centimeter square area of the skin so that it will facilitate the delivery of drug through the skin. Means through small amount of current, we are going to increase the permeability of the skin for the maximum absorption of the drug substance. This is the first method which can be used to increase the permeability of the skin, and this is iontophoresis. The second one is electroporation. Student, electroporation is a method of application of short high voltage electrical pulses to the skin. After electroporation, the permeability of the skin for diffusion of drug is increased by 4 orders of magnitude, means 4 times increases. Electroporation increases the permeability of the skin. The electrical pulses are believed to form a transient aqueous pores in the stratum corneum through which drug transport occurs. So the mechanism of the electroporation is that after the application of electrical pulses, it is believed that a transient aqueous pores in the stratum corneum are produced. Means small pores are produced in the stratum corneum, which is the most important barrier for the drug in transdermal system. Through these pores, then drug penetrate into the body. It is safe, and the electrical pulses can be administered painlessly using closely spaced electrodes to constrain the electric field within the nerve-free stratum corneum. So student, this is another method in which we also apply electric current, but in the form of pulses, and this would ultimately increase the permeability of the skin. How it increase? By producing transient aqueous pores in the stratum corneum that will ultimately increase the absorption of drug. The next method is by the application of ultrasound. Application of ultrasound, particularly low frequency ultrasound, has been shown to enhance transdermal transport of various drugs including macromolecules. It is also known as sonophoresis. So sonophoresis is nothing, student, but simply application of ultrasound waves through the skin so that the skin permeability can be increased. Now next is use of microscopic projection. Transdermal patches with microscopic projections called microneedles are used to facilitate transdermal drug transport. Needles ranging from approximately 10 to 100 micrometer in length are arranged in arrays. When pressed into the skin, the arrays make microscopic punctures that are large enough to deliver macromolecules but small enough that the patient does not feel the penetration or pain. These are also called painless needles. The drug is surface coated on the microneedles to aid in rapid absorption. They are used in the development of cutaneous vaccine for tetanus and influenza. Means there are a layer of small injections which have a dimension of 10 to 100 micrometer in length, and a drug substance is coated on these syringes or needles, and then these needles are then applied on the skin, and they inject into the skin without feeling any pain to the patient. So these needles are also called painless needles. Let's proceed further. Use of microscopic projections. Same thing. Various other methods are also used for the application of the transdermal patches like thermal poration. Thermal poration means through the application of heat, you can penetrate, increase the permeability of your skin. Magnetophoresis using magnet and photochemical waves. However, these methods are in their early stage of development and required further detailed study. So students, in this lectures we have discussed that. Let's repeat the lecture quickly. In previous lecture we have studied that what is transdermal system and how drug absorbs through transdermal system. In this lecture we have discussed the formulation components for a transdermal system. The first thing is polymer. The next thing is the drug and its physicochemical and biological properties. Those drugs which have these desired properties are suitable for transdermal drug delivery system. And then we have discussed pressure adhesive sensitive. Pressure sensitive adhesive means if you applied pressure on the that adhesive material, that will stick with the skin and will release the drug substances from the polymers. Then permeation enhancers, these are the substances which are used to increase the permeability of the skin. Next, excipient and other supportive materials for transdermal drug delivery system include liner, backing layers, microporous membrane, and packaging substances or packing substrates. So all these things we have discussed in this lecture. This was all about the transdermal drug delivery system. In transdermal drug delivery system, we have discussed absorption, then we have discussed different types of drugs which are used for transdermal drug delivery system. And in the last lecture of this chapter, we have discussed that what are the formulation components for a successful transdermal drug delivery system. Students, inshallah, in the next lecture, we will discuss ophthalmic preparation. We will start the ophthalmic preparation. Thank you very much for your time.